Julia, again, congratulations on this series. I thought your portrayal as Anna was absolutely incredible. I really think it's interesting when you're playing a person who has done a lot of bad things, but I felt like you have found the humanity in her character as the series went on. And I'm curious for you as an actor, is it important for you, I guess, essentially when you're playing these more villainous roles, even Ruth in Ozark has her moments, though Ruth can do no wrong in my book. Is it important for you to be able to relate to them in some way when taking on the role?
Yeah, I mean, I think for any actor, it's really important. I mean, you could play the most, and this isn't about Anna or Ruth. This can be about any role. You can play the most horrific person, but you can never, when you are prepping that role, you can never think that they're a horrific person because nobody really thinks about themselves like they're a horrific person. I mean, you can think that, oh, I'm flawed. Oh, I don't really like myself, but if they're doing a horrific action, they don't think they have like a reason why they're doing it. There's, so they can't be objective. So the first thing you have to like not judge the character and actually not think of it like a character, but more think of it like this is happening to you. And then all of a sudden it becomes a person rather than just a character in a way.
Yeah, no, I love that answer. I know that you've mentioned and talked about meeting Anna. I'm curious, was it nerve-wracking to meet her? And did you meet her before filming or was it after? And what is any type of tidbit she gave you on a trait that you maybe included in the series?
I met her, this was by the time I was doing we were already kind of starting to film. I did the accent because I had all these interviews, unseen interviews that I only had access to that Shonda was able to give me. Um, but when I went to go meet her, I wasn't expecting to get answers for the questions that I asked. Anna's a very private person. I just really wanted to get her energy. What was her energy like? What was her spirit like? And that was really important to me because I knew that that wasn't going to be in the interviews, and I just wanted to see her energy and put that in the show. And her energy is extremely, what I was surprised, she's can be very bubbly and very charming and very likable. And she can go from dark to light and light to dark, like super quick. And that was all of a sudden everything started clicking because I was like, oh, that's why she was able to do what she did. That's why people were coming to her and they were gravitating towards her because she charmed them,
Yeah.
you know? So, and I mean, so much so that there's I'm doing promotion for a TV show. like she has a show being made about her.
No, I mean, you totally got the essence of her down in all of her different types of traits. Well, I love the character of Neff in the show, and she says, "This is my ride or die. I'm the ride or die type of girl. These are my friendships." And I was asking Anna about this as well. Who are those ride or die friends or family in your life? Because it's such a huge theme in this series. It just got me thinking, who are those ride or die type people in Julia's life?
Just all sorts of people. Like all these people, I can name them, and just most random. I don't know. Just I have wonderful friends and yeah, and support. I have great support in my life, and I'm very grateful that uh, I'm I have great friends, but like real friends, not just those superficial relationships in a way.
100%. Yeah, no, 100%. Really last quick question for you. Are Ruth and Marty ever going to be able to see eye to eye again? Because I just finished Ozark and I'm dying. I love the character of Ruth so much. I know you can't give too much away, but what is your hope for Ruth and Marty's relationship?
It's funny. I actually think Ruth and Marty still see eye to eye, but they
Yeah.
don't want to admit it because there's
Yeah.
so many obstacles in their relationship. So, but they actually don't want to admit that they see eye to eye with things.
I'm so stressed for Ruth right now.
Because they're so hurt by each other. I mean, especially Ruth.
Yeah, especially in the end. Well, Julia, I thank you so much for your time today. Cannot wait for fans to see Inventing Anna. It's so amazing.
I'm noticing like all of your posters of these iconic teen movies.
I know, Jennifer's Body, Buffy, Scream, Twilight. What's funny is I get like the most comments on Twilight, which is funny. But yeah, no, I am a huge.
I looked at Jennifer's Body and Buffy and Scream. And
yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, Spring Breakers, Alice in Wonderland, La La Land, The Lost Daughter, Netflix film. I love that movie. Yeah, thank you so much. I have fun with the office wall back here.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Julia. Bye-bye. Well, Anna, congratulations on this series. I loved your portrayal as Vivian.
Thank you.
I actually majored in broadcast journalism and in journalism. So I was kind of interested to see what research you did in regards to the journalism part of playing this role.
Yeah, Jessica Pressler, who wrote the article that our show is based on, was also a co-producer on our show. So she made herself available to me, any questions I had. And then she made her notes available, which to me was like, was majoring in journalism for me. You know what I mean? Not to disparage all the time, but yes, the notes were just gorgeous because I could see what her process was and how she thought and what mattered to her. And how she wanted to make, like what threads she was following. And then I would read her written articles so I could see like kind of, like the raw material of notes and then how it turns into a finished piece. And that was really, really excellent for me. Also, she recommended reading The Journalist and the Murderer. Is that the book, or is it The Murderer and the Journalist? I'm so bad. I don't know why
I'll look it up afterward.
But it's an excellent book. Understanding the relationship between the subject and the questioner, and how they affect one another and where the boundaries are. And that to me was like the whole thing. That's what we're playing here, and that's what we're really trying to understand here. So Jessica's article is incredible, and I think that she should be so proud of how this series has played out.
I love the relationship between Anna and Vivian, and of course, like that push and pull type of friendship. Like, are they friends or are they not? How did you and Julia decide how you were going to collaborate on this relationship and bring it to screen? And did Julia keep her accent while you guys stopped filming? Because I feel like that would have been difficult.
I remember Julia being able to switch between. If she says otherwise, then that's that's her memory. But I remember her being able to switch in between. But yeah, I mean, Julia approaches, I think, our profession very similarly to me. We really want to get into the motivations of a character, really want to understand, what drives them, and then play the scene. There's text there that we have to, to me, that the whole profession and craft of an actor is to communicate the text as truthfully as possible. And so she and I just, it felt effortless in the relationship that we had, just actor to actor, and just delicious and lovely, because she's so connected and present, and then just a generous scene partner, and that's all you wish for when you get into the sandbox with somebody. She's wonderful to play with.
100%. Well, hypothetically, I'm a huge fan of Veep. So hypothetically, if your character Amy sat down for dinner with Vivian, what do you think the two of them would talk about?
Oh my God. I feel like Vivian would try to figure out everything that she could about whatever administration Amy's in, and Amy would just be trying to throw her off the scent the entire time.
That would be so much fun to watch, by the way. Well, last question.
Yeah.
So it would be, I would just like their brains going back and forth would be so crazy. Well, last question for you. Alexis's character, Neff, says, I'm ride or die in my friendship. That's how I am. That's the type of friend I want to be. And that's like a huge theme for Anna's friends in the series. I'm curious who, and that's what I say with my girlfriends too, by the way. So I'm curious, who are your ride or die friends or family?
Yeah, I mean, you don't know them.
I know.
Yeah, I do have, I have friends that I have a friend, Peter Thorson. He's a voice teacher in New York we've been friends since we were 4 years old. Yeah, I have my friend Kylene who has been my friend. We've been friends for 20 years and we've had our kids together. We love each other so much. And, I have a friend, Tina, Christiana Blaine, actress and singer. She's incredible. And, yeah, family members and my cousin and his wife, the godparents of my kids. And yeah, I'm lucky. As you say them, yeah, and as I've just done a show that's about friendship and what we can rely on and what we can't, I feel very lucky to be able to say all of those people, because it's really true.
Yes, well, they can find all of your kind words about them on YouTube later. So thank you so much, Anna, for all of your time today. Absolutely love the series and love your performance in Veep. And congratulations. I cannot wait for fans to see this on Netflix.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Laverne and Katie, congratulations to the both of you on this series. I thought your performances were incredible and I binged it in 2 days. It was just insane to see these women go on a journey with Anna. I loved it so much. So first of all, congratulations to the both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your hair.
Beautiful.
You're in purple hair today. I saw yesterday you had pink hair.
We're giving color for this.
I think it's so good for Zoom.
Oh my God,
what a great choice.
I know, it sort of makes me want to play with my own hair, like in Zoom interviews.
You should.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, Laverne, I love it when your character Casey says to Rachel, "This is shock. You'll know when I'm angry." And I loved seeing the friendship between all of this women and the journey each of them took with Anna. So I'm curious, after you stepped into playing the roles of these two women, what's something that you felt admired about them after this journey they had been through, with Anna and themselves? Katie, I want to begin with you.
I really admire Rachel. I really, really admired that she grew up and she did what she learned to do, for better or for worse. I mean, it was really hard to play. I think in some ways she's the villain. And I think that it was hard to play in that, especially when she's on the stand, and under the cross-examination, it's a bad thing that she sold the story and made money off it. But me, Katie, as a person, I was like, I've also taken things that have happened to me in my life and I've sold them as pilots at networks and studios. And I just was really, I admired her, the big girl pants she put on. I really did. I think in an alternate universe, there would be a Rachel series that you can see who she is now, but that is not the story that we are telling here.
Yeah, and the series does a great job with highlighting each of the characters' profiles. Laverne, what is were you able to speak with Casey? What is something that you learned about just playing this real life person after you were finished filming?
Yes, I did get to meet Casey. My first meeting with her was a workout session. She trained me. And then I had a 4-hour lunch with her where she told me her entire life story. Casey has a mantra for everything. And it's almost a joke in the series, but it's really I find her really inspiring. There's so many things that she says, but one of my favorites is the past is our teacher, the present is our creation, and the future is our inspiration. And that the present moment we are creating in this moment, if we can be present in this moment, inspired by the vision that we want for our lives, the vision that we want to set forth, and living in that, right? And moving past the past, having it teach us, but not being encumbered by it. These are things that this woman really, really lives. And sitting with her for 4 hours and having her say that, there was a moment when she said this to me after, 4 hours of telling me some of the most intense, harrowing experiences that she has gone through as a woman and as a human being that people don't know about, and it's not for me to say. But I'm so grateful that she was so generous with me, because it really informed a lot of what I did, because there's so much about Casey that she's this uplifting, positive person, but she's an uplifting, positive person who's been through some things.
Yeah, and she's still a human.
Struggled. She's really beautifully human. And I'm so grateful that I got to spend time with her and understand that. And I'm so grateful to her.
I love those answers. Last quick question for you. Huge fan of Orange is the New Black, obviously. Huge fan of Scandal. Obviously, Orange is the New Black is released all at once. Scandal, you had to wait week to week. What are each of your binging habits really quick? Do you prefer to watch things in one sitting, or do you like having that week to week? Katie, really quick for you.
I'm a week to weeker. I just was shocked when you were like, you watched this in 2 days. I'm not sure if that was you that said that or someone else. I can't watch TV like that. I'm too stressed out. Like, I like to really pace it, and like as much as I can take in. And then if I feel like I'm not focusing and I'm like looking at my phone, I'm like, okay, let's just come back to it. Or if it's too much, like I was just watching Yellow Jackets and I was like, I need to stop. I'm going to lose. I have to stop. So I'll do like 2 episodes and then move on.
Oh my God. Yeah, no.
Laverne's a binger. Laverne can do it.
I'm a binger. I love sitting and just going for it. Like I'm a full binge. I want it all and I want it now. That's what I said to my boyfriend last night. I'm kidding.
Well, thank you. I love it. You guys are great. Thank you.
You can tell we've done this for 100 hours.
Oh my God, I'm sure you have. Thank you both so much for your time today. Well, congratulations to the two of you. I thought your performances as Todd and Neff were so incredible and so entertaining to watch. I binged the show in 2 days. So congratulations to the two of you.
Thank you.
Yes, I cannot wait for fans to see this series. I thought it was just an insane story to watch play out. And I'm sure you're going to be getting this question a lot today, but I'm honestly just curious if you met the real Todd, met the real lawyer Todd, and also the real BFF Neff. So Alexis, I want to begin with you. What were those conversations like? Did you meet her?
I sure did. Actually, one of the first things I did was have dinner with Neff, and she was incredibly generous. We sat for like 3.5 hours. We found out we're both Brooklyn girls. So we were a 20-minute walk from each other. And a real sort of friendship started to build. And she remained generous and very present throughout the process. I could text her a question about a detail and she would get back to me within seconds. I mean, she was really present. So I could not have done this without her.
I didn't get a conversation before shooting, but I did get a chance to meet him. He did show up on set the day. I mean, he could have picked any day, but the day that he picked was the day that I was interrogating Rachel Williams, played by the amazing Katie Lowe's. And the nerves just were like, I'm sweating just thinking about that moment. But he was really kind of generous afterwards and was like, this is like eerily similar. And so it was cool. It was just cool. And I had a little bit of an insight of him because I got a chance to read a lot of the transcripts of those court trials, and you get a real sense of him through those as well.
After playing each of these characters, and I guess after meeting them, did you find that what was like a similar trait you felt like you had personally with each of these people? Alexis, I want to begin with you. I know you said you're both Brooklyn girls, but what else did you find after playing this character?
I think it was the keeping of the balls in the air, living in New York City, being a young woman. we both were coming from outside the city. I'm from Cleveland and she's from just outside DC. So, sort of being transplants, having a dream and having rent and figuring out how those two work together. And it wasn't quite concierge, but I worked at the front desk of a yoga studio very soon before the role. And so I know what that's like to be like, hi, how can I help you? And meanwhile, you're doing damage control about like your cell phone bill, and also your mom is calling, and just, what that's like, keeping those balls in the air. I think we met in the middle there.
Yeah, right. It was in the pilot, and what really kind of drew me to all of it was a very small little line of just, I still feel like I'm a valet trying to help Ma pay for rent. And, to be real, I'm an immigrant from Iran and lived in an immigrant community. And I understand that so deeply. And so, to this moment, I find that in my bones. So, and having someone that's a criminal defense attorney married to someone that has like high profile, law gigs, I feel like in a way, he really wants people to take him seriously. And that's something that, a lot of immigrants feel.
Yeah, no, I love that answer. Last question for you both. I love that Neff says, I'm ride or die. That's just who I am. I loved that about her. And I'm curious for each of you, because that's what my girlfriends and I say about each other. We've been saying that since high school. So I'm curious for each of you, who are those ride or die friends or family in your life? Alexis, I'll begin with you.
Oh, first and foremost is Lauren Jenneret, my mother. I got that girl and she's got me.
I love that. I mean, everyone has to say their mom if they have a great relationship with their mom. Of course, my mom's my ride or die too. Arian, what about for you?
My mom is my ride or die too, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be talking to you. My wife, Chrissy Shields, my daughters, Olive June and Ivy Shireen. I mean, that's my crew.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations to the two of you. I absolutely love the finale. And like I said, I can't wait for audiences to see this crazy story play out on screen. Thank you both for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Love the posters back there.
I know, I'm a big film and TV nerd. I have a lot. Yeah, Buffy,
yeah,
Twilight.
Lost Daughter already made it on there. Okay, all right.
Oh, yeah. I love The Lost Daughter so much.
Love it.
Thank you both so much. Bye.